have just arrived here to the Flavel House Museum. We're about to go get our tickets. I believe it's $7 for adults, $6 for seniors, and $2 for youth, so kids. So it's gonna be about $18 for all of us. Not bad. I'm gonna go here into the visitor center and purchase the tickets. Sophia.
4 tickets to the house. It's going to be a self-guided tour.
Alright, we just purchased our tickets. Now we're just gonna look around the gift shop here. Got a lot of antique things here, which is fitting because the museum, the house, is pretty old. It's like 100 years old. Got quite a few things. Got this tote bag. Flavel House, Astoria, Oregon. They're so pretty. All this like little teacups. They got puzzles. They got some books of Astoria to learn about the history.
Jeff, having carefully examined the Columbia and Willamette rivers, and being acquainted with all the bars, shoals, and various depths of the Willamette.
And here's just like a video of them showing about the house.
I remain, gentlemen, yours respectfully, George Flavel.
Here we got restoration and rehabilitation, piecing history together. You can see like I think there's a picture of them restoring the mansion there. Got some artifacts. Got an Oregon license plate from 1926. Got like a silver spoon from 1885. Lumps of coal. And these were found underneath the carriage house. And got a spark plug from 1924. And then this is, yeah, cranberry glass pieces. Look at that tennis ball. Was found in the basement of the carriage house in 2001. So this is the carriage house where they kept their carriage. And here's the carriage itself. A penny press. A penny press. Pressed pennies. I don't think we have. Yeah, that would be cool. I don't think we have quarters though.
Oh, I think mine has.
Alright, we're gonna get a pressed penny. Wifey had quarters actually, so. Oh, wait. Honey, do you by chance have a penny? Oh, yes, you have. Forgot you gotta have a penny to get a pressed penny. Alright, now put it in there. And then you gotta go slow. Go, keep going. Keep going though. Like that, yeah. Oh, see how that looked?
And
we have Astoria. Let me see better lighting here. There we go. We got Astoria press penny. Nice. So one thing that we didn't do is that you could actually choose which one, but we just kind of just got one.
wait, how do you choose?
You spin it first, and then you put the money in. Alright. Alright, well, we got Astoria, which is good because we're exploring all different things in the story. So, you're gonna lose it, Dizzy? Maybe you should give it to Mom to hold their wallet. Don't lose it. Captain Flavel purchased a full city block at the corner of 8th Street and Duane in 1859, measuring just under an acre. At the same time, Flavel acquired 2 other lots just east of the block for a total of $1,400. That's crazy. For many years, the larger property was essentially undeveloped with the exception of a small orchard and a windmill. The Flavel family lived in a small 1.5-story house on one of the 2 smaller lots. In 1884, Captain Flavel decided to build a new house on the large empty block and hired German-born architect Carl Lake to design it. The 11,600 square feet house was completed in 1886. A carriage house was added to the southwest corner in 1887, which is what we're going to look at in just a little bit. Yeah, I'd love to see all these artifacts, all this history. And there's George Flavel himself. The story of the Flavel family and their Victorian home is a significant part of history of this community in the Pacific Northwest region. In most respects, the Flavels were a typical Victorian upper-middle-class family who enjoyed music, traveling, and obtaining treasures for their unique home. They were also charitable and spiritual. Their unique personalities and experiences reflect the world in which they lived and prospered in the late 1800s. Wow, Captain George Flavel. Yeah, he was 1800s. That's crazy. It's around 115 years ago or so. San Francisco. Even though Astoria is where the Flavel family lived most of the time, the city of San Francisco served as their home away from home for many years. A boiling family Bible. Wow. Published in German in 1817, this Bible crossed the plains with Mary and her family in 1847. Mary's parents recorded all the births and deaths in the family as well as marriages in this family Bible. These are some wedding photos of Mary and George Flavel. And they were taken just days after, shortly after they were married. Mary was just 14 and the captain was 30. What? Yeah, that's... Back in the day was really different. That's crazy. 15 years apart. She was like 14 years old. Just like a little a painting, or is this a real picture of the mansion back in the 1890? Wow, you can see the carriage, the horses. This is so fascinating, seeing all this history. Look, this looks like a heater. There are a number of different types of fabrics that can be found in the Flavel house. Since we ask visitors not to touch the artifacts on display in the house, we have created this hands-on station where you can touch and feel various textures of textiles the family used for their curtains, bed covers, upholstery, and clothes. So, velvet. They had horsehair. Oh man, it's rough. They got mohair, silk, lace, and Chanel. Look at this carriage. You can see it's all old and beat up, but this was from the 1800s. This is the sleigh owned by Captain Flavel and his family in Astoria around 1830 or 1890.
He eventually married and had a family.
So that was the visitor center where you can watch a video. They play, kind of detailing the history of the house and the Flavel family, and also where you purchase the tickets, and it's also like a gift shop. So, oh, and also the carriage garage or the carriage room. But now we're gonna head over to the house itself and check it out inside and stuff. So it's a self-guided tour. But we're gonna walk through the garden here. So the backyard / garden of the house. That's the house itself. It's beautiful out here. Got a picnic table. It's got a little pond. What?
The rose bush.
Oh, here. Yeah. These roses. Wow. And we're coming up here to the entrance. If you guys remember, we were here last night in dark. If you guys saw the previous video. Yeah, here it is. The Flavel. And apologize if I'm butchering the name. I don't know how you exactly pronounce it, but I'm just gonna go with Flavel. And it's beautiful here. All right, let's go inside. Got our tickets here. Go right in. So here, the first room that we see is the music room.
Yeah, I was just talking to them.
Alright, so we learned something. Right at the entrance, the guy told us how tall Captain Flavel was and his wife. And Captain Flavel was 5'4" and his wife was 4'8", so about almost like my daughter's size. That's why a lot of these chairs in here are very low. You know, they're very low because they were not that tall. So that's so interesting. Because if you see a picture of him, like this one right here, you would think he's just like normal, you know, like pretty, like normal height. But no. But this room here, this was the formal room, former parlor.
That's interesting. Yeah. Like that's.
With these big mirrors.
Yeah, that is. But when you're in the bedrooms, you know, keep that in mind. It's not a built for.
Here's the other side of the music room. Look at that. Here's the Flavel family tree. I think this is the dining room. Wow, this is so nice. So there's only a couple of rooms that are roped off. Obviously those you can't go in, but look at this, it's like a nook. This is beautiful. Wow.
I bet there's food.
I don't think that food is real, does he? And here we have the library. Whoa. Here we got the butler's pantry. The butler's pantry or china closet mainly served as a staging area and pass-through for the family servants on their way between the kitchen and the dining room. The domestic help used what little space there was in the pantry to make any last-minute food preparations before serving the meals. The servants often used the sink under the stairs to rinse off dishes after cleaning up at the end of the meals. The built-in cabinets served as storage areas for the family's china, silverware, and table items. When serving the family in the dining room, the servants used to use the entrance from the pantry, as was proper in Victorian etiquette. Here we have china, and here's the sink that they used, right under the stairs. This is fascinating. We got more china here. We're gonna step into the kitchen here. got the table. Got a table here. Wow, look at this stove. Chicago steel range. This is crazy. Then you got the fridge. Look at that. It's like made out of wood back then. Got a baby's chair. A couple things here. Oh, look at the star egg carries and trays. A couple eggs there. Some jars. Give us this day our daily bread. I'm not sure what this is. I want to say maybe to wash something, maybe clothes. A couple different types of spoons. A whisk. Come into this room where it's just like a coat rack, a couple plants, gardens and grounds. The property on which the historic Flavel House stands encompasses an entire city block. Captain George Flavel first purchased this land in 1859. The grounds were landscaped with various shrubs, fruit trees, and plants in anticipation of the Flavel's new home. Alright, let's make our way upstairs where all the rooms are. Wow, this is Katie's bed chamber. Katie Flavel was 21 when her family moved into this house. In the Flavel's old home, Katie had to share a bedroom with her older sister Nellie. This small bedroom actually offered her more private space than the one she had before, along with a fireplace and a closet. The only thing she had to share with her sister was the pass-through sink. I'm sure she loved this room here. Got fireplace, beautiful fireplace. Got the bed there, probably like a twin size though. We hear they have some of the stuff that she used to use, like her hairbrush, mirror, comb, some hairpins. Let's go to the next room here. It's a little bit bigger. And this is the guest bed chamber. This room was served as a sleeping quarters for any overnight guests of the Flavel family, so relatives, friends, and business acquaintances would have slept in this room while visiting. The captain's great-grandchildren remember staying in this room when they spent a night with their great-aunt Nellie. Got a big mirror, and also has a big mirror here with the fireplace. In case the guest had a baby. Going to the next room. Wow, this is big. I think it's probably one of the master bedrooms or so. So this is Captain Flavel's bedmaster. Captain Flavel settled in Astoria in 1850, arriving here from Norfolk, Virginia. The captain soon made a name for himself after being granted a branch license for bar piloting on the Columbia and Willamette rivers. Captain Flavel died of pneumonia at home on July 3rd, 1893. After being in poor health for many months, his wife Mary and his daughters were on their way home from New York after hearing the news of his illness when he died. Oh, that is beautiful. Look at this. This room also had a sink in the room. And then next door you have this room here. Oh, I love this part. It's like a nook. Born in 1839, Mary Flavel, which was the wife, was one of the 11 children. So this was Mary Flavel's, his wife's room. What I find interesting about this all the time is that they did not used to sleep together, I guess. Captain Flavel's, her husband's room is right next door, and hers is here. But yeah, they didn't have just one room for both of them like we do nowadays, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, she has a picture of him right here to look at. But I guess she needed her own space, and he needed his own space. Oh wow, look at this part of the house. It's just right here. Called the Sunflower. Ornamental finials were a popular addition to the roofline of Victorian houses during the 18th and 19th centuries. Then we step into here, and this is Nellie's bedchamber. Nellie, the eldest Flavel daughter, was 28 years old when she moved into this house. Her room did not have a fireplace like her sister's, but it did receive the morning and afternoon sunshine that kept the room warm on bright days. Yeah, you might not have a fireplace, but it's alright, you got natural heat from the sun. Got like a closet here of little things that she used to wear. Alright, so and this is what they used to share. It was just a sink. It wasn't a bathroom that they shared. It was just a sink here. But this is the sister's room that we checked out already, and it connects to Nellie's room, which is beautiful. And like I said, doesn't have a fireplace, but it would have these windows here that would shine the sun and make it warm in here. Going to here. Oh wow, that is kind of creepy. Look at that. That's kind of creepy in here. It's like, I guess, a little kid's. Where's the thing? Where's the little information card? I don't know, but obviously it looks like a little kid's room. A creepy doll on the bed. Some games here. One toy box. What? Look at that. You've got some outfits here from that era, the 1800s, early 1900s. Getting dressed. Before t-shirts, jeans, and sneakers, children in the Victorian era wore dresses, sailor suits, and knickers. Boys dressed in short pants and a button shirt with a collar. For special occasions, they wore vests and a jacket. Girls always wore dresses with pantaloons on or knickers underneath. Clothing back then was rather simple. Yeah, nothing like it is today. When we come into the bathroom here, where there's a sink, toilet, and then a bathtub. I guess they didn't have showers, or at least this house didn't have showers. A metal bathtub, and then a window to enjoy the view. Maybe back then it was mountains and stuff, or just hills. You can look out into the garden from here. Whoa, what was that? the oldest daughter.
And that's the wife, and that's the youngest.
So this is the wife, Captain Flavel's wife, the youngest kid, and this is the oldest, Nellie.
Youngest wife, husband.
Oh yeah.
The daughter look over the
Here's the wife. Here's Captain Flavel himself. Honestly, he does not look 5'4". That's the oldest. And I'm not sure who this is. Maybe wife and grandma. And here's the unfinished attic here. Some pictures.
Leo, come here.
That's basically the end of the tour. We checked out the whole house. Coming back down here. That's cool. Like the original Viewmaster here. Yeah, look at it.
Alex 3D.
That's pretty cool. Let's see if I could see. Oh, maybe you guys can see it through here. That's cool. We also had a wraparound porch. That was the Flavel House Museum here in Astoria, Oregon. We did this 3 years ago, but it was super nice to do it again. I think that we were more alert and more like reading like the information about every room and everything this time. So definitely enjoyed this. Man, definitely recommend it if you're in Astoria, Oregon and you love history. Definitely recommend checking this out.